It's the final quarter on the Paddock the Goals, and we welcome Karen Kaur from Jump Leads. Hi, Karen.
Hi, Travis. How is it going?
Very well. Now, Karen, your team's very familiar with Paddock, having undertaken some really important work in volunteer activation here over the last couple of years. Your team's also has significant experience working with communities that have been impacted by disasters and that need a boost. We are about 10 months on from the October 2022 flood event and coming up to our first anniversary. Karen, in your experience, what are some of the ways we can build optimism and a can-do attitude, especially for those who have been affected by the recent floods here in Paddock?
Well, the first thing I think we need to be mindful of is before we can go into building optimism and that can-do approach is just taking time out for ourselves, especially in communities you can get really burnt out. So we need to look after ourselves, number one. And then, during disasters and when things happen, it's a good time to also reassess what's important to us and what do we really want to be doing now, because, often you just reflect on, hang on, did I really need to do that? Was that important? So taking that time out, reflecting, and once you've gone through that process, in my experience and our experience is then you can start to get together with other people, having conversations and start to think about what's next, what are the next steps that we want to take moving forward.
Our community recovery team has been talking to your team about your innovative Let's Nut It Out workshops and how they may be useful to businesses and creatives in our community. Can you tell us about the objectives of Let's Nut It Out and how this program has worked effectively elsewhere?
Yeah, so Let's Nut It Out is a day to bring people together for people who are ready to look to what's next or to create new projects or new initiatives or reinvigorate old ones that haven't really gone anywhere, or they want to take it further, or they want to bounce back from after things have difficult times. It's worked effectively in lots of communities. We've run it post fires. We've run it just for areas that are looking to bring their community together to address any challenges. Like working in community without the disasters is already a challenging space. There's always, one of the reasons why we do what we do is because we want to support local people doing good things, and it's bringing people together, helping people think about what their vision is moving forward, articulating that into a project, and then working with people in their community who have come together as well to nut out what steps they can take next and what challenges they might need to overcome to get there.
How does the workshop leverage that peer-to-peer learning to help participants collectively address key challenges in their projects and tap into the wisdom of the community?
By bringing people together and basically the workshop is a facilitation. It's not about having experts at the front of the room telling people what to do. It's actually facilitating conversations with the people amongst themselves. We've seen there is so much knowledge and goodwill and resources in local communities. So this is a chance for people to come together and share those ideas with each other. So, for example, if someone's sitting at the table and saying, I've got this project that I'm working on, we will facilitate a conversation about where do you want the project to be? What does that look like? And then what are the actual steps to get there? And everyone else around the table will have an opportunity to help them nut out what those steps might be. So, really that peer-to-peer, tapping into that local knowledge, and it's really interesting and good to see that it actually helps to bring that energy towards what the outcomes could be for each other.
In the context of the Paddock Community Recovery Hub program, how does the Let's Nut It Out workshop play a role, or how could it in fostering a resilient and optimistic mindset among those impacted by the floods?
I just think having that opportunity to come together, thinking about what people are wanting to do next, and just talking amongst each other. There's a chance as well in the day to hear from local initiatives to help provide more ideas and more inspiration. One of the definitions of resilience is a stronger connected community makes a more resilient community. So definitely having the chance to have a chat, work through some steps, and gain some skills as well. Generally, in our days with Let's Nut It Out, people will come away really re-energised and excited. And one of the big things is when you're working in community, regardless of whether it's a business, community initiative, or something they're doing on your own, there's a sense of sometimes that it's really challenging, and coming together, often people find that they're not alone and that often the challenges are similar. So just having that chance, to talk about it with other people really makes a big difference.
What kind of projects and initiatives typically emerge from the workshop, and how does it contribute to building a sense of empowerment and hopefully that can-do attitude amongst participants?
That's a big question because it really depends on the individuals that come along. But just to give you an example, we've had all sorts of projects and initiatives looked at. We've had community neighbourhood houses looking to build more social connection. We've had land care groups, people working on local environmental initiatives. A really interesting one that we had one young person in the community, they were into photography and they wanted to use their photography skills to capture the history of their town. It doesn't necessarily have to be related to the disaster that they're recovering from. It's just more about linking to what's important to them and what can they do about that is what's really going to help generate that energy and can-do approach. Another example, really interesting example, was someone who had a real passion for helping to increase reading ability in their local town, and they had not necessarily connected with the local neighbourhood house. They were relatively new to the area, and the neighbourhood house did come along, and so out of that they ended up, because their question was, well, how am I going to make this happen? And then the neighbourhood house is like, well, we've got space. You can run it here. We've got a timetable you can slot in, and from there it grew. So it's, just new collaborations is a big thing that will come out of it too. That in itself will help to empower communities to go forward. And I know that in the bloke community, there's already a lot of great stuff happening. It's not about, overstepping anything that's already happening. It's about how whatever people are wanting to achieve right now, whether it's existing initiatives or new, how can we support that to help that grow and develop further.
We look forward to the possibility of working with you and the Jump Leads team on this project, Karen. Thanks for joining us on the Paddock the Goals.
Great. Thanks, Travis.
If you are needing some assistance, the Business Victoria Partners in Wellbeing Helpline is a free and confidential service for small business owners and employees. Get support from trained wellbeing coaches, financial counsellors and business advisors, as well as information in languages other than English. Call 1300 375 330 or visit the website to connect, live chat and send an inquiry or make a referral. The Rural Financial Counselling Service is available to assist primary producers to understand and apply for the flood and storm support. Primary producers can contact their local RFCS on 1300 771 741. More information is available at Rural Finance. You can find their website at www.ruralfinance.com.au, or you can give them a call on 1800 260 425. Thank you to the North Central League and good luck to all the teams today as we enter the final series. We hope you've enjoyed this podcast. Keep a lookout in your local papers, footy recorder, social media and on Council's website for information about upcoming vodcasts as well. We'll transcribe a summary of today's vodcast and make it available in print form. If you'd like a copy, reach out to us next week by calling customer service on 1300 520 520. Have a happy and safe weekend and enjoy all the action across this elimination final round of the North Central Football League.